friends, welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. If you are returning, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys all from the bottom of my heart. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Brenda and this is my Oliver, and we are so happy you joined us as well. Today I am hosting the Butterfly Kisses and Ladybug Hugs Challenge, and it is going to be a really fun one. I'll let you know more about that in a few minutes. So with all that being said, let's get to crafting. Okay, here's DIY number 1. So for this DIY, I'm going to use this decal I printed from my Cricut, this metal jar plaque from Dollar Tree, these butterflies I got from Amazon, and my Waverly chalk paint in the colored plaster and elephant, and then this sign from Dollar Tree that I got this last fall. So I'm going to start off by removing that middle piece and saving it for another use. Then I'm going to take my elephant chalk paint and paint that whole board with that color, the back side of that board. Then I took my little mini screwdriver set and I am just removing the screws that is holding the jar into place. Then I'm using my pliers here to straighten out that little piece that held it together, and then these little, they're some kind of garden shears I got last year from Dollar Tree. Those cut right through it. Then after that, I'm just using my plaster and I'm going to paint this whole jar. And my paint was really thick there. It's the last of the bottle. I finally used it all up. So I got a little too much there. But anyways, once that was dry, I took my my decal. I created this on my Cricut, and it just says butterflies are God's confetti, and I thought that was really cute saying. So I got that on my jar, and then I got this metal ribbon from Dollar Tree just recently, about a week ago, and I thought this would be perfect to put on the top of that. So I'm just going to bend the ends to the back side of that jar, and that's all that I did for holding it in place. I was going to add some hot glue, but I don't remember why I didn't. But anyways, it holds it in place perfectly. So after that, I am just going to glue this on to that board. Since it is metal, I'm not going to use all hot glue. I'm going to use my E6000 in the middle, and then my hot glue around the edge for the permanent and immediate hold. Now, I don't know what was going on with this glue, but it was not wanting to come out. I kept pressing and pressing, and it just did not want to come out. Anyways, so here I am going to adhere it carefully. And then after I get that out, I laid out the butterflies in the way I wanted them. And then I just went through and I'm hot gluing them. Now these butterflies, they have bigger ones and smaller ones. The bigger ones have glitter on the middle, which I wasn't a fan of, but the small ones have cute little rhinestones, which I loved. Then I took some of this ribbon that I got from Dollar Tree, and I am just going to outline the sides with that ribbon. And then I just hot glue the ends to the back there. And I did that on both sides. And then I take this gray ribbon I got at Christmas time from Walmart. I thought it was a perfect neutral color gray. And then I took some more of that ribbon that I used on the sides, and I'm just making double bows here. And once I have those all made and put together, I will adhere that to the bottom of that sign. After I put the jar on there, I thought, I should have probably moved it down towards the bottom a little bit more. So that's why I'm decided to go ahead and put the bow on the bottom of this sign. So I'm just gonna dovetail the ends here of those ribbons, and then I decided I wanted to use some greenery on the bottom of that sign with my bow. So I took a boxwood from Walmart, and I just picked off some of the little boxwood greenery leaves, and I'm just going to hot glue 2 on each side of the bottom there. And I I've said this before, but I really love Walmart's Boxwood Greenery. It is, I just think it's beautiful. It looks real. It doesn't even look fake. And I pick it up every time I'm at Walmart and see it. Then I am just going to hot glue the bow right into the middle there. Then after that, I am just going to make a hanger with some of that same ribbon that I used on the front. And then after that, I am going to take some of these half beads. I just felt like it needed a little something more. And I took some natural color ones and some gray ones. The gray ones I got from Amazon around Christmas time. I believe I have them in my Amazon store. And then after that, I'm just going to cover up the back with some shipping paper and trim off the excess. And that's all there was for this one. And I think it is so sweet. Y'all just have to let me know what you think about this as well. Okay, today's collaboration is called Butterfly Kisses and Ladybug Hugs, and I am the host, and my sweet friends are my co-hosts, my friend Amanda with 6 Kids and a Glue Gun, and Chantel with Crafty Hints. Both these ladies do an amazing job, so make sure if you haven't already, check out their channels, and then check out the playlist. I know we are going to have a lot of fun ideas for butterflies and ladybugs. Here is DIY number 2. So for this DIY, I'm going to take one of my chalk Couture transfers, this house shelf I got from Dollar Tree, and then my chalk paste in the color Couture Coral and Bumblebee. I also use Storm and Shadow Shimmer. Oh, and Candy Apple Red. So I'm going to start off with trying to take the paper off the front. So I'm using my hot glue or heat gun there to try to melt the glue that's got it on there. And I got a lot of this torn off. Whenever I do this, I always try to get as much of the upper paper torn off because it just makes it easier. But I couldn't get some of that off, so I just started spraying water. And then you can see it's really easy getting the back part off with the water. And I just had to spray it a few times to get the other paper to come off. So once I got it all off, I am taking my Storm chalk paste and I am putting it in my little dish there, and I'm spritzing it with water to get the consistency of paint. Although this was a little thick, I should have sprayed it down a little bit more. But once I got it all on that house and dried it, I am fuzzing my stencil. Now I probably should have, or transfer, I should have fuzzed it a little more because it did kind of want to stick a little bit, but not too bad. So the reason why we do the fuzzing is because if it sticks too much, then it's harder to pull off and it can stretch the transfer and ruin it. So here I am using my Shadow Shimmer paste, and I am doing the middle part of the butterfly. As you see there, I'm just using my little multi-tool to get into the smaller spaces and just covering up that middle part of the butterfly. Then I'm going to do the lift here. I'm lifting it so that when I do the wings, the paste doesn't dry in the middle, and when it dries, it will come up with the transfer. So then I wanted to do some multicolors on a butterfly because butterflies usually have more than one color. So I'm just adding my 2 colors there, and well, my 3 colors, including the Candy Apple Red. And I'm just putting little blotches everywhere. And then I'm going to use, I was trying to figure out what I was going to use to mix it. So I went ahead and used my multi-tool, but it just was taking forever. So I do end up taking one of my mini squeegees there and just mixing it. But I just love how this came out. I love how these colors blend together. They're just so pretty. And I was trying to, personally, my first idea was to go with purples, but because we're doing ladybugs, I know I'm going to have a lot of reds, so I kind of wanted these colors to not clash. So I went ahead and did these colors together, but I still really love the way this came out. So once I have this was a little dry. I felt like it needed a little more chalk paste, so I was adding a little bit of the coral there. Then after that, I am just going to lift, and there it is. I just love it. Then I took some of this paper that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to cut it out, and I'm going to put this on the bottom part, that shelf part of the sign. I just didn't feel like wasting my chalk paste to paint that. So I just went ahead and put this down since it was gray and I thought it would blend in really well. Then after that, I took some half beads and I put them on some painter's tape, and then I'm just doing a dry brushing of my elephant chalk paint, just kind of so it's a distressed look. I wanted some of the natural color, but yet I still wanted a little bit of the gray on it. So I'm just going to go through here and hot glue some along the side of that. And then I took some twine here, and I don't know why I started at the top. I was getting ready to put the end there, and I thought, wait a minute, that's not right. So I kind of measured it, how long I needed it, and then started from there. But anyways, I went all the way around the top and the sides of that house with that twine. Then I took one of these little glass candles from candle holders from Dollar Tree. It comes with like a little black stand. I'm just taking the glass part, and I'm just going to wrap the top and the bottom with a little bit of jute twine. I think I put a little bit more on the bottom. I think I did 4 rows on the bottom and 3 on the top. And then after that, I am just going to fill it with some little bit of florals here to just kind of go with the colors, a little bit of red, a little bit of yellow, and the greenery there in the cup. And I didn't want them to be very high because I didn't want it to completely cover the butterfly. And I'm sorry if you hear Oliver. I don't know what he's doing. And then I just took a little jute twine bow and stuck it on there. And there it is. And I just love it. I think it's so cute. You have to let me know what you think about this one as well. Okay, DIY number 3. Now we're getting into the ladybugs. So this is my ladybug sign, welcome sign. So I'm going to use some daisies. I'm going to use these ladybugs. This welcome sign I got last year. It was 50% off of the spring, and it was at Hobby Lobby. And then 2 of these signs that I got from Dollar Tree this last fall. My elephant chalk paint and my ink chalk paint and my crimson chalk paint, all by Waverly. So I start off by removing the staples from the back of these. They're dug in there quite tightly. And I put them together, and I am just using these. I had these half of 5-gallon stir sticks. They're not even half, like a quarter of them, the top parts. And I'm just going to use them to attach those boards together in the back. And then I'm going to take this part and I'm going to paint it with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Elephant. Once it was dry, I took my plaster and I was trying to do some light dry brushing, but it got a little heavy-handed. So I did go around with a little bit more Elephant and kind of soften up some of those areas. Then I took my crimson paint and I painted that welcome sign. And once that was dry, I took this round dabber that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just making some polka dots all around the sign. Now, I kind of wish I would have made smaller dots, but oh well. It is what it is, and I still love it. So then I just took my hot glue, and I am just going to glue that sign, the welcome word, to the sign. Then I'm just taking some little ladybugs and I'm putting them where those staples were because it did leave some marks and you could kind of see them. So I'm just putting those ladybugs right over those staple marks just to kind of help cover it up. And as you see there, I have a little couple ladybugs on the word welcome as well. And then I started to put a daisy there and I liked it, so I decided to go ahead and put some more. But I wanted to finish with, no, I'm going to do the daisies, I guess. Okay, so then I'm just going to place some of these daisies all around the word because, you know, when you see ladybugs, you usually see flowers, and I don't know why, but daisies just kind of came to mind. I've been really in the daisy mood lately, guys. I don't know what it is, but I've been really liking daisies. So I did add a few more ladybugs around on the board, and then I'm just taking some more of the boxwood, and I am hot gluing them to the bottom, just like I did on the previous one. And then I'm going to make another bow, and I'm going to make a bow with some red and white ribbon that I got from Walmart at Christmas time, and then my black buffalo check ribbon. I think that one actually came from Hobby Lobby. And I didn't want to bore you with watching me make a bow again. I know I've shown it many times. And then I just took some more daisies and put a little bit in each, or one on each side of that bow. Then I'm going to take a little ladybug and hot glue it and put it right in between the bow. Then I'm going to add a hanger on the back with some of that, with some black buffalo check ribbon or gingham, whatever you want to call it. And then I covered up the back and trimmed off the excess, and there it is. And I just love it. I think it would look great in a garden area or back patio. If you're going to do it outside, I would just make sure you spray it well. Okay, if you would like to follow me on social media, then you can find the link to my accounts in my link tree below, as well as links to my affiliate accounts as well. Okay, DIY number 4. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to use one of these forks from Dollar Tree. I'm going to use one of these planters from Dollar Tree, and then I think I got this lid from Walmart last year. Some super glue and some baking soda, and then some miscellaneous flowers, my white chalk paint, which I really end up not using, and then some of these moss stones and more ladybugs. So I started off by painting that lid white, and then I thought, you know what, I don't want to paint it white, I want to paint it red. So I got my crimson Waverly chalk paint, and I went ahead and paint the outside of the pot with the red, and I did paint the inside white. I left that white, and then I did the same with that lid. So then I'm just going on with my dauber there, and I'm just making dots all around that pot, and then I put a few on the lid. After those were dry, I am going to take my fork. Now this was the hardest part, was trying to bend this fork. The bottom part wasn't so hard, but you see me there, I'm trying to use my pliers, but really ended up better when I used my hands. So I'll try it here in a minute with my hands, and it bent just like I wanted it. Stronger than I know. But the top part is a little thicker, and it was a lot harder. So my husband ended up taking it out and using his vice grip to bend it for me. So here I showed this trick on my last video. If you haven't seen it, I'll link that in my description box. But this, we are going to put some baking soda along where my fork is going to be in this bowl, whatever it is, this lid. And then I'm dripping super glue along where the fork meets the powder or the baking soda, and what happens is it hardens and it makes a very hard shell. So then once it was dry, I just added a little bit more because I just wanted it to cover that fork to make it very strong, and I ended up using all my super glue, you guys. But you can kind of see it hardening there, and see it hardens. It only takes like 10 seconds, and then I'm just getting all the excess powder out of there. But it is the coolest thing. My husband taught me this trick when I was making my cart with the wagon wreath forms, and I just loved it. And I thought this would be perfect because when I saw this on Pinterest, and a lot of people were saying that the hot glue wasn't sticking and super glue wasn't sticking, and I thought, well, you know what? I'm gonna do it with this and see if it works. And it was working great. And then I don't know what happened, and I let go and it fell. So I'm like, oh no. And then my husband comes in and says, no, you should do the super glue first, then stick it on, and then start adding the baking soda with the super glue. So I did, and I had super glue all over. Look, my husband goes, there's super glue on here. And then he got the baby wipe stuck on it. I had super glue all over my fingers, but that's okay. When I did the cart, I had super glue in my hair. I don't know how. It was windy outside. We did it outside. Somehow I got super glue in my hair. And anyways, here I am trying to get the last bit of the super glue out, but we found some more and got it to work. And then once it was all done, I went and got a couple rocks from our backyard to kind of weigh it down because it was trying to tip over. And then I'm using some of these white pebbles just to add more color and more weight. Then I took these green moss stones, I think is what they call them. And I'm just going to hot glue them all around just to kind of cover up those rocks because I didn't really like the colors. And then I'm taking some boxwood and I'm just hot gluing it along that fork so that it kind of hides it. But I really didn't need to do this because it's going to be covered with some flowers and you really can't see the boxwood. But that's okay. It was just added covering, I guess. So I'm just cutting the backs. They had really long backs on these. I'm just kind of cutting them down and then I'm just hot gluing these daisies. Now I got these daisies on Amazon. I will have them on my Amazon store. And then these are little baby breath flowers, they call them. I got those from Dollar Tree and I'm just adding them too. But like I said, I should have just used the daisies because you don't really see them all that much since they're white. But it was good filler. So I'm just going to continue and add the daisies all the way down and into the bottom of that, just like you see. So it looks like we're pouring out a whole bunch of daisies. Then I had these little mini roses that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just placing these in. They kind of have a reddish tone to them, and I thought that would be good to add a little red. And I am sorry if you hear my dog. My husband is in there getting him to get all riled up. So my husband's going to be in trouble when I get done with this. Okay, then I'm taking some ladybugs and adding them into the flowers just here and there. And then I got these little wood butterflies. They come in a package from Hobby Lobby. There was like 9 different wood pieces. And I'm using my Arteza markers and I'm just going to paint them a few different colors. I think I used orange, red, and yellow and some black to do the middle part. And I'm just kind of coloring them all in, wanting them to just all kind of, the colors to all match what I'm doing here. And then once I have those all done, oh, I guess I got to show you me doing the middle part. The middle black really makes it pop, makes it look like a butterfly. Then I'm just going to hot glue them onto that pot as well. And after that, I think I just take some jute twine and make a bow. Yep, make a little bow and I put that on the top. I think I'm going to add a little ladybug and that's all there was for this, guys. I just love it. You'll have to let me know what you think about this one as well. And if you are new here, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Brenda, and if you like today's video and you like home decor on a budget, holiday decor, thrift flips, and gift ideas, hit that subscribe button, become part of our family, and then let me know in the comment box below that you are new here. I love to get to know you. And if you are not new and you like this video, please make sure you give me that thumbs up and comment as well, so that helps YouTube know that you like my content and it will show it to more people. So here is the final reveal. I saw the glue string there on that one. I'll have to take it off. But anyways, here's the final reveal. I hope you guys like it. Make sure you let me know in the comment box below. I will be back on the 5th with another video. So until then, have a great week and we will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.